welcome to our WPPI lives that we are going to be doing every week until WPPI. And if you are new to WPPI and new to me, my name is Elena S. Blair, and I am a WPPI enthusiast, obviously, or I wouldn't be here, but I'm also a longtime WPPI attendee and a longtime WPPI speaker. I am a family and newborn photographer, and I am so excited for you to be here today, for you taking the time out of your day to hear about something that I feel and so many of us feel so passionate about, and that is WPPI, in my opinion, the best, the greatest, the biggest conference in our industry. And for those of you who have been before, welcome back. For those of you that are on the fence and this is going to be or you already have bought your tickets and this is going to be your first time, welcome. You are in for a treat this year. So we've got a lot to talk about this year, or today actually, in this live and this year, that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. We have an awesome guest today. We are going to be bringing on Roberto Valenzuela, and I don't know if you know who he is. If you don't, you've probably been under a rock, but you're in for a treat. This is one of the most talented wedding photographers, portrait and commercial photographers in our industry, and we're going to get to talk to him today. So you do not want to miss that. We are going to dive deep into every part of WPPI today. I want you to really just get intimate with all of the different things that we have to offer this year. It's going to be such a special and enhanced program. And then make sure that you stay until the end, because we are going to be giving away prizes as always. And I'll tell you how to do that in just a moment. So join us here every single Wednesday, except for next week, because it is Thanksgiving. So we all got to get prepared for our turkey eating. But join us almost every Wednesday right here at noon Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have great guests every week, great giveaways, new information every week, new announcements. I want you to make sure that you are joining us every single Wednesday at noon. So I want you to join us on Instagram. We're doing a lot of, hype over on Instagram. We have polls, we have giveaways, we have lots of throwbacks. It's a really great way to see what past WPPIs were like. And I want you to also make sure that you're on our email list so that you can make sure that you are going to get all of the up to the minute deals and events and news and event about our event. It'll be coming straight to your email. So do not forget that. So we want to feature you. This is a community here. We want to do some really great community collaborations. So how we want to do that is when you are on Instagram, we want you to share content from the past events that you have attended. We want you to make highlight reels, share behind the scenes, and tag us at WPPI events. That way we can reshare your stories, reshare your experiences, and that will make you eligible for prizes. And we are giving away some incredible prizes. For one, we want to feature you on an upcoming WPPI Live, which is such a great exposure for you and just really a great opportunity for us to really bring our community in and just feature our community, which we love to do. We are going to be giving away a free ticket to WPPI and a free hotel stay. So that's a big one. A lot of people I can do the conference, but I don't know about, all of the travel and lodging. Well, there you go. You're going to get a free hotel stay if you win that. We will give 2 winners are going to get featured on the WPPI stage, which is a huge opportunity for you to get that exposure. And then 10 plus winners are going to be winning free conference passes. So these are really big giveaways. These are really us celebrating our community. And the way that you get that is that you share something on WPPI or is Instagram. You sell it on Instagram, you tag at WPPI events, and we will be picking at random. So I hope that you go on and do that. We want to feature you and we want you to win some of these incredible prizes. They're pretty good. So let's talk about what you might get from today's broadcast. However, though, we will have giveaways from today's broadcast. And we are going to be giving away prizes throughout. So you do have to stay on and every single Wednesday. So several free conference passes will be given away during this live. We will be giving away 1 premium pass. And all you have to do in order to win these is in the comments, you want to tell us what you're excited about for WPPI this year. What is making you want to, yes, come join us, be part of the excitement. And when you tell us what you're excited about, don't forget to tag hashtag WPPI 2024, and that's how you will be entered to win one of our amazing prizes. And don't worry, I'll remind you about this in the end if you do win, but to claim your conference pass, all you have to do is go to your email and email info@wppievents.com, and we will make sure that you get your prize. Okay. So first and foremost, this is what's different. The most different thing from last week is that registration is now live. And the most exciting thing about registration being live is that the schedule is up. You can go see who is speaking at WPPI. Now, here is the kicker. Here's something they don't want you to forget, because this is going to come up really quickly. The holidays are coming. December 1st is the deadline for you to get a full conference pass for $99. I'm telling you right now, this is like free. You will get that investment back tenfold with the information that you are going to learn, with the connections that you're going to make at this conference. So I'm going to say that one more time. December 1st is your deadline to get a conference pass for $99. It's regularly $199. This is a huge savings. So let me tell you a little bit more about WPPI and why you have to come. So this is the show that I think is the best in the industry. I've already said this. We are coming to the Mirage in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a wild place in general, but it is so much fun for a conference because there's just so much energy and such a great vibe. It is March 3rd through the 7th at the Mirage. And I want you to tell you all of the things that you can get excited about. All right. First and foremost, there are 66 top speakers. The top speakers and educators in our industry are coming to WPPI. 66. That is out of hand. So many to choose from. Proud to say that I'm one of them. I'm really proud to be speaking at WPPI again. Always such an honor. We are bringing back the keynote this year, and I can't tell you who the keynote is yet. I do know this person. I have seen this person speak before. I left the last talk that I saw this person do feeling inspired, invigorated. You are in for a treat. So that is exciting. The next exciting part about WPPI this year is that there are going to be summits. Now, let me explain. WPPI is March 3rd through the 7th. The day before, you can arrive a day early and you can do a deep dive in one of our 3 summits that we're offering this year. So the first summit is the Lighting Summit. The second summit is the Wedding Summit. And we're bringing back the Spanish language summit, which used to be the Latin Summit, which is such a special place in my heart, being 100% Latina, that we are doing this for our Spanish speaking contingents in our industry. I'm just like so proud of us for doing that. Freaking awesome. Okay. So those are the summits. So you can piece together what works best for you, come that day early, join a summit, and then enjoy the rest of the conference. So cool. All right. So just so you know, the summits are extra, and I will get into that in a moment, but I'm just kind of trying to give you all of the bite-sized things. I hope you're getting active in the comments there, going to win yourself a conference pass. All right, here's something else I want you to know. And maybe I get a little too excited about this part, but I've got 4 kids. I don't get to let loose all that often. You come to WPPI and there are going to be 4 incredible parties. There's going to be the welcome reception party, the opening night party at Club Capri, which is going to be insane. It's going to be so much fun. The Icon Awards, which is basically like our Oscars for our industry, which is pretty cool. And it's a award ceremony and reception. And then there is always the grand finale wrap party. I will tell you right now that I have made some of the most impactful connections in my life that have changed the trajectory of my art and business at the parties. So they're a big and important part of the conference. I think that my favorite part of the whole conference, though, is the show floor. If you've never been to a big conference like this, there's something about walking that floor. We have 80 vendors ready to work with you, being able to meet your lab partners, meet your editing software, meet your camera gear. All of them are there ready to make that connection with you. And that is kind of like life-changing. If you have a problem, if something goes wrong in your print order or your labs and you've made that in-person connection, it will be everything. So the show floor also, it's just invigorating. It like bustles with life and it makes you just feel alive with knowing that our industry is totally thriving. We are going to have on the show floor a WPPI stage, which is going to be super cool. We're going to have little bite-sized education things happening there. So little tiny talks and also some podcasts, I think recordings are going to be happening on the WPPI stage. This year, we will have 20 curated shooting bays. Now, if you've never heard of what a shooting bay is, it's pretty cool because it is a set basically set up for you, lighting, model, everything. And you get to go use your camera and actually take photos with an expert there, helping you along, making sure that you're getting the shot. It's a way to try something new. It's a way to build your portfolio. It's such an interactive, incredible experience. And that's right on the show floor. I guess I got ahead of myself. We're going to have a podcast stage. Sounds like that's going to be separate from the WPPI stage. And that's just super cool to see podcast hosting happening live. It's really fun. So I cannot wait for you guys to see that. You're going to love it. Now, another really exciting part about WPPI are the photo walks. And I think that when we think of photo walks, we think of like nature walks, which maybe happens sometimes, but that's not actually what it is. A photo walk is really your opportunity to get a small, like 20-to-1 environment where you really are up close and personal with the instructor, and you're getting to use your camera and try the things that you're learning. It's a very cool experience. So I know I already mentioned this, but I'm going to say it again. The 2024 schedule is live. So you can go right now and check out the agenda. You can see who is speaking. You can see if your favorite or some new photographers that you've never heard of are going to be speaking. We have 135 talented photographers when you combine the seminars and the walks and all of the different opportunities that are there for you. It's pretty wild, the amount of education that you're able to get in this one conference. So again, we're bringing back that keynote speaker. It's just a really invigorating thing to have that one speaker where all of us get to see at the same time. So you should be really excited about that. So why is this conference the best? Why do I think this conference is the best? I think that WPPI brings the most expert speakers in our industry, the top speakers. It's like such an honor to be a speaker at WPPI. People that are speakers really work towards this as a goal, and that is at your benefit because you are going to get to hear and learn from the best. You also have a diverse selection of speakers. Speakers come from all over the world to speak at WPPI. And so you're going to learn different innovative insights. You're going to learn all of these different perspectives from all of the different speakers. It's actually pretty cool. And with this really dynamic lineup, we are going to cover all of the topics that you are the most interested in, like business, creative, and inspiration, learning how to become a better artist, learning how to try different things, try different genres. You might have never thought that you would want to be a fine art school portrait photographer. Sorry, plugging my talk here, but that's something that I'm going to be talking about. Or maybe you have not thought of a different way of marketing your business. Maybe you are wondering if you're using Instagram correctly, which is what Vanessa Joy is going to be talking about. I don't know. There's so many options. It's kind of out of control. I'm like so excited. It makes me like, can't wait. So I know that we have the best lineup and I cannot wait for you to see. So if you haven't yet, head over to the agenda, find your favorite speakers, start making your schedule. It's so fun to do that. So the different topics that we cover at WPPI are, the important ones, business and marketing. This one I think is so cool. This is kind of totally out of my wheelhouse. Filmmaking, video, and drone, which are such up and coming interactive parts of people's businesses. Even if you are a portrait or still photographer, bringing in video, drone, and filmmaking can really enhance your business. There are inspirational talks, really just to get the fire under you to go and do more and be more and think bigger. There is lighting and posing, of course. There are different talks about portrait photography. And when I say portrait, this really means all types of portrait photography, individuals, group photography, family, it's my specialty, family, like I said, maternity, newborn, beauty, fashion, boudoir, all of that is going to be part of the portrait track. And then there's post-production and workflow because, hey, we got to know how to do that. We got to know how to edit. And then, of course, wedding, and I already said boudoir. So really, really exciting. With all of those tracks, you can kind of pick and choose where you need help, but also pick and choose where you're feeling a little burnt out. Maybe you need a little inspiration and you can build your own perfect schedule. So this year, we are bringing back some of your favorites. We've got some of the big names. Of course, Jerry Gionis is coming back. Lindsay Adler, whose room always just like bursts at the seams because she's such a rock star. Susan Stripling, like I said, Vanessa Joy is going to be talking about Instagram. And if you don't follow her on Instagram, she is an expert, and so many more. And we're really excited very much to introduce some new speakers this year, like Chloe Ramirez. If you have never seen her speak before, she is an expert at directing couples into these like cinematic portraits. We are going to have Damley Shepard. She's going to be talking about finding your people. Cara Marie Trombetta. I'm saying her name wrong. I love her style. I've seen her many times. She talks about narrative boudoir photography. It's very impactful. So you're in for a treat. I'm very, very excited for you. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit more about the photo walks because, again, like I said, I think that people think a photo walk and think that it means like you're going to be on the Vegas Strip, just like taking photos of, like flowers and things, which maybe you are. I don't know. That's not the photo walks that I'm talking about, though. So what a photo walk is, there's 80 sessions to choose from. And what's cool about it, and I already kind of said this, but is that you get a 2-hour time slot with that instructor with anywhere from 15 to 20 participants, which is a very small group. So you're able to have like one-on-one conversations with your instructor. You're able to ask, am I doing this right? You're able to see the photographer teach in their area of expertise. I did a photo walk last year that was on family posing, and I was able to pose the family, explain exactly why I did that, and then let my students step in and take photos for their portfolio. You'll get to do this with the during any of the walks that you choose. And then also a lot of times the instructor will sit down at the end if there's extra time and answer all the questions that you have. It is a very, very boutique and special experience. And this is where you can learn new lighting techniques, new posing techniques. Even if you don't want to try it out and you just want to watch, you can see an expert work up close and personal. It is very cool. And each session is going to take place in a different spot. So we have lots of different outdoor locations that are all ready to go. We have studio setups, like we're calling this the playground, which I think is so cute. So we have lots of different studio setups for these photo walks. And for like the boudoir photo walks, there are hotel suites that are all ready to go for this. So it's going to be such a unique and really kind of like an intimate workshop experience. So I really want you to pay attention to those photo walks. And just so you know, they sell out quickly. So if you're interested in a more intimate environment, I would say pick some of the seminars and then pick a couple photo walks. Make sure that you're really maximizing your time at WPPI. Okay, so the on-location places that we have for you to do photos, like I said, we have some outdoor spaces picked out and they're in close proximity to the Mirage, so it'll be easy to get there. There will be natural light opportunities. So if you are a natural light photographer, raising my hand here, that's me. Although I have just started using pro photo lights recently, but I'm still such a baby when it comes to that. So if you are a natural light photographer, we've got lots of natural light locations for you. And then in the playground, we do have dedicated shooting bays. So there's going to be 15 design bays, and that will be where you can try different lighting experiences, different lighting equipment, different backdrops, different props, all of that you can enhance the overall quality of your portraits. So this is a really, again, I can't believe sometimes what we bring to what we pack into 1 week. These are such incredible opportunities. Now, the hotel suites are a really cool spot to do photo shoots in because it's really, it looks a lot like a boudoir studio. If you've ever seen a boudoir studio, there is that, that touch of intimacy. You have beds and couches and things, and that'll really help with making you understand what it's actually like to conduct a boudoir photo shoot. Okay, so I want to just highlight a couple of our photo walk speakers. If you are on the fence about this, and we have a bunch, so I'm just going to give you a few of my that are just like, hitting the stars, like making my eyes wide. But if you've never seen Pat Ford Coates' work, you should follow her on Instagram. She's an incredible photographer, and she is going to be leading a photo walk called Elevate Your Style with Movement in a Portrait. So good. Jerson Lopez is going to be leading a photo walk called Capture Editorial and Fashion Portraits with 1 or 2 lights. So important, because I think a lot of people think that fashion photography needs like, this lighting setup with like 100 lights, and it's like too like complicated and expensive. And Jerson's going to simplify that with you for 1 or 2 lights for fashion photography, which I think is really cool. And then if you've never seen or never heard of Terry Hofford, she is a photographer that is really about empowerment. And every time I see her speak, every time I am in her presence, I'm so inspired. And she is going to be leading a photo walk called Empowerment for All Bodies. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so I know I'm talking a mile a minute. I hope that you are keeping up, and I hope that you have been entering to win the giveaways because I am already going to start giving some of our giveaways away. Okay, so we are going to be giving 3 full conference passes to Enrique Correa. So if that is you, you should email at info@WPPI events to receive your free conference pass. We are going to be giving a free conference pass away to Russ Gilbert. Congratulations, a full conference pass for you, Russ. Super exciting for you. Info@WPPI events. Thank you for entering. And finally, another full conference pass to 462 Enjoy Life. That is your username. Congratulations, full conference pass. No excuses. You get to come now and change your life and business. Now, for the 1 free Platinum Pass, this is a big one. You get all of the perks of the Platinum Pass with this free giveaway or this giveaway, and it is to Sherry Banks. Congratulations, Sherry. That's a huge win. Info@WPPI events to receive your winnings. So exciting. Okay, switching gears for a sec, I want to go back to the Master Series and talk a little bit about what that looks like, just because it is an add-on to the conference. So the day before, on Monday, you can come to one of the Master Series summits. Now, just so you know, you do have to choose one, because when you choose the one that you're going to go to, which I know is going to be hard, it is a full day of immersive education, and you won't be able to hop around. So it's pretty exciting. So the 3 lighting Master Series summits that you have to choose from Master Series summits that you have to choose from are the lighting series, which, I mean, that's an obvious one. You're going to have get to take a deep dive into all of the essentials that you need for lighting, and take a look at these experts here. We've got Audrey Woolard, Chris Knight, Deanne McCormick Boyle, Lindsay Adler, and Roberto Valenzuela, who we're going to be talking to later today. These are literally the lighting masters. Many of them have multiple books on the matter. They are just the experts, and you will get to spend the entire day learning from these experts. You will learn the essential tools and techniques, the latest lighting trends. It's really, really going to be a huge deal. These speakers each will also be giving you their unique perspectives on mastering light, and they'll help you to take that lighting to the next level. So it's pretty exciting for anybody who wants to hone in on their lighting skills or wants to get a new perspective. This is for you. Now, the next summit is the Wedding Masters. I think that this is a super important one because wedding photography can be a little overwhelming, right? And this is your chance to take a deep dive into everything that you need to know in order to be a successful wedding photographer. This is, I think, for those of you that are even just kind of thinking about starting to offer this, if you're doing something else, this is for you. You will learn how to refine your skills, elevate your craft. You will learn how to stay competitive in a pretty competitive market. And look at this lineup. Dan O'Day, Two Man Studios, which is Erica and Laney Mann, KT Mary, Susan Stripling, who owns the wedding school. She's got like this huge online education platform just for weddings, and Vanessa Joy. These are some of our biggest, most most successful wedding photographers in our industry, and you will get in there and learn about effective pricing strategies for social media, tools that you need to drive ongoing sales, establishing a thriving presence in our industry. You don't want to miss it. And then, of course, back by popular demand is the Latin Masters. And like I said, this is like near and dear to my heart. I am 100% Latina. Like the fact that we are supporting Latin photographers, that we are lifting up our Latin community means everything to me. And this is pretty cool. The whole conference, I think, is going to be, focusing on learning about how you can do this in our industry as a Spanish-speaking artist. And I think that again, it's just like so important. So here are our speakers are Marcos Valdez, Barbara Torres, I'm going to say Catali Rico, I'm going to say her name wrong, Beatriz Cantu, and Victor and Erica Lux. And I just think it's really, again, I already said this at the beginning, but WPPI celebrates diversity, and WPPI brings a global audience. And this is a really important thing for our industry. It's really important that we continue to lift up everyone in our world. And I think it's so cool that we have this special Latin Masters. Okay. So keep going. I have so much to share with you about what you can expect. Now, here is I think the biggest new thing that's coming to WPPI in 2024. And it's that we are linking the Portrait Master Conference with WPPI. Now, I have had the absolute privilege of speaking at the Portrait Masters a couple of times, 2 years now, and it is such a special experience. It is. And now you can come and do the Portrait Master Conference the weekend before. It's so cool. And this is your chance to be able to really do both. So now you don't have to choose. You can do the Portrait Master Conference and WPPI. It really is bundling up all in one. So the Portrait Master Conference is going to have 6 main stage speakers. It is going to have 15 exclusive shooting bays. And this is where I first learned about shooting bays, was at the Portrait Masters Conference. It's just such a lively, interactive experience. I would say it is the foundation of the Portrait Master Conference, to be honest. You get 2 nights of exclusive Portrait Master parties. And these are super fun. The silent disco. If you've never been to a silent disco, I went to my first silent disco at the Portrait Masters Conference 2 years ago. Such a trip. You're like all wearing these headphones, and there's dueling DJs. It's so much fun. And then there will be a karaoke party, who doesn't love a karaoke party? And here's the cool thing. If you buy the Portrait Master Conference pass, you have access to all of the normal WPPI activities as well. So access to all of the 66 WPPI seminar classes, the show floor at WPPI, the 4 parties, and the Platinum Pass. And so I don't think I clearly mentioned what the Platinum Pass entails. And that is access to an exclusive cocktail party with all of the speakers, which is really fun because you get to interact with the speakers. And I'm telling you right now, as a speaker, as a longtime speaker at WPPI, we are there to interact with the audience. We are there to interact with the photographers. We are in it with you. And this is the opportunity to really have that intimate party where you get to do that, which is pretty cool. You will get a one-on-one mentor session, business and branding coaching, which is a huge value, image critique, and fast pass entrance to the evening events and select seminars. And that's actually particularly important for a lot of the big speakers that do seminar talks. Their rooms will fill up. And so you get a fast pass with that, which I think is so cool. So the Platinum VIP passport is $299. If you do the Portrait Masters Pass, and that means that you will get the Platinum Pass, the full conference pass, you get everything for $799. This is a huge deal. The Portrait Master Conference alone, when it was a standalone conference, was $1,800. So for just $799, you get all of the things that everybody loves about the Portrait Master Conference, plus the WPPI VIP Platinum experience. So it is really kind of a no-brainer. It is going to be a very rich learning experience, and I really hope that you take advantage of that. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit now. I'm going to shift gears and talk a little bit about the show floor and what the show floor is. So the show floor, expo floor, showroom floor, so many ways to say it, but it really is an opportunity for you to get right next to your vendors, all of the biggest gear, brand, print labs, and more. There are going to be 80 plus exhibitors at the show, on the show floor. And this is such an opportunity to really network. And if you don't already have a vendor team, to build your vendor team. I know that anytime that I go to WPPI, I make a beeline for my print labs that are there and my camera company. I'm a longtime Canon user, and I make those one-on-one face-to-face connections with the people that I'm working with, the people that are making my business thrive. It's really important. And if you don't have vendors yet, if you're new on the scene and you're trying to figure this out, this is where you get to go touch the products, try the cameras, meet the people behind who it is that is keeping our industry thriving. It's so much fun. But the other thing that's so fun about it is that the WPPI floor is where you make connections with other attendees. Everyone's walking around wide-eyed. They've got their lanyards on, and we're all there to make connections. This is your opportunity to make your next best friend, to meet some of the biggest speakers that are just walking around. It is such a cool experience. And of course, like I said, we're going to have a WPPI stage, which will have amazing content that is for just curated just for you. It's kind of like bite-sized talks that are on the stage. We will be doing giveaways, over $25,000 worth of giveaways every day. That's pretty cool. And then of course we're going to have the podcast stage, which is going to be super fun. It's just it's fun to witness a podcast being recorded. And then, like I mentioned, there's going to be that shooting bay aisle. So you will have the opportunity, 20 curated studio sets. You will be able to get your camera out, try new lighting, try new setups, try new posing, work with models. It's really going to be so fun. And then there is going to be, for the Platinum Pass holders, you will get to have your image review and mentor sessions. And we'll talk a little bit more about that for those of you who have the Platinum Pass. But that's a pretty big deal for you to be able to get somebody to give you a little one-on-one mentoring session to review your images. That is an invaluable experience. So exciting for you. Okay, so if you were on our live last week, we had Peter Hurley here who said that we are going to break a world record on the show floor. The headshot crew is going to be there taking as many headshots as possible. And if you don't have a professional headshot yet, this is your time and no excuse. You should have a professional headshot, and now you can go get one. Every single attendee, and sometimes we have like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 attendees or more. Every attendee is going to have the opportunity to receive a professional headshot from the headshot crew. We are going to break a record, which I think is so cool, the most headshots time. Okay, back to parties. I know that when I go home from WPPI, I'm always a little exhausted. There's not a whole lot of sleep happening. It's worth it. It's so worth it. 4 nights of epic parties. We are going to blow the roof off of Vegas this year. This is your opportunity to make new connections in a lighthearted environment. It's less formal. Sometimes when you see your favorite speaker speak, this has happened to me before, and people start rushing the stage. There's those braver people that are like willing to go talk to the speaker, and you just don't quite have the guts to do it, or maybe you don't want to get in line at the stage. You will see the speakers at the parties, and we want you to come up to us and meet us and talk to us and make those connections. You also could make your next collaboration. You can make a friend that's like going to be the next big collaboration that you have. I'm telling you, the parties are really where the magic happens, and they're fun. You took this leap. You're going to this conference. Now enjoy yourself. It's the best. So there's going to be the welcome reception. There's going to be the opening night party at Club Capri. It's going to be bonkers. It was last time. I know it's going to be fun tonight. And then our chance to, act like we have an Oscar ceremony, which is like basically what it is. The Icon Award ceremony is where we are going to really celebrate the winners of the online competition and print of the year awards. Pretty fun. And then of course the wrap party, which we have not picked a theme yet. Stay tuned. It's sponsored by Smug Mug. It's going to be so much fun. Now, after our hours, if you are not ready for the party to stop, just so you know, you are going to have access to some of the best clubs in Vegas. Check the website, but there's going to be great venues every single night, like the Marquee Nightclub, Cosmopolitan, Hakkasan Nightclub, MGM Grand, free entrance until 1 a.m. with your WPPI badge. Huge, right? If you've ever been to Vegas before, it can be really hard to get into some of the best clubs. Well, you will not have a hard time because you will have VIP access, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so just so you know, registration is open. It is time for you to go buy your registration, to go register, to go buy your ticket to go WPPI. Why wouldn't you just do it right now for $99? Literally, that is like for all of the things that I've been talking about, you can get for $99. It's normally $199. Why would you wait? Right now, when we get off of this live, I want you to go over to the WPPI website and buy your conference pass. I know you want to do this. You've got to do it. Now, if you just want to do the show floor, you can do that too. You can do a show floor pass for just $49. That's definitely a doable thing. But I think for $50 more, you should definitely just get the full conference pass. But if you just want to walk the show floor, you can do that as well for $49. The main pass to the show includes the seminars and the show floor. So you get to see all of any of the seminars that you want, plus access to the show floor. Like I said, on the show floor, there's shooting bays. There's going to be the WPPI stage and the podcast stage. A lot of times our vendors will have little stages too. I don't know that for sure yet, but I'm just thinking ahead from the past. So this is a huge moment. Early bird pricing, $199 is the normal price. You get it now before December 1st. for $99. Think about this as like a little pre-holiday present for yourself. And again, this year we are bringing this new platinum pass. And I feel like I'm moving around so much. I'm getting out of camera, but it's because I'm so excited. So I get worked up when I talk about WPPI. It's just like kind of my thing. But WPPI, it's special. It's wonderful just at the, regular price. So if you just decide to do the regular conference pass, fine. But this platinum experience is incredible. The one-on-one mentor session that you get for having a professional look at your brand, look at your portfolio, give you an expert advice. They could tell you something that is going to change the trajectory of your business. That's invaluable. Image reviews. This could be where you really figure out what's missing. You're like, something's been missing in my work. How do I figure that out? An image review, a portfolio review is going to change your life. I'll never forget my first portfolio review. That really changed mine. Of course, then the other thing we like to party at WPPI, obviously. There is that private cocktail party with the speakers. So that is an opportunity for you to enjoy intimate gatherings with the speakers. 66 speakers? They will be there. We're all there. We go to these parties with bells on. We are excited to talk to everybody, to make connections, to meet our students, to meet other speakers. I, for one, have plenty of speakers that I fangirl over every year. Such an incredible experience. And then the fast pass access opportunity. There are always lines to get into the top speakers seminar classes. And this is your opportunity to get in first, get the front of the room, make sure that you do get in, because there are some that will fill up. And then again, we already did a deep dive on the Portrait Master Conference, but I just want to remind you that you can add that on. So for $7.99, you will get the Portrait Master Conference, the premium experience at WPPI, and all of the benefits that come with WPPI. Pretty cool, right? So these are a lot of big, amazing opportunities that I want you to take advantage of. This is WPPI is really the event where everyone is in one place at one time. There's a lot of little micro conferences and things that happen, but they're not like WPPI, where we are all there together. We are all there. It is your opportunity to learn from all of these different people. To get the TPM experience and the WPPI experience all at the same time is so invaluable. So let me talk to you a little bit more about some of the nitty gritty when it comes to summits. So the summits are that Monday before. Remember, we have the lighting, the wedding, and the Latin summit. And the summits are $249. So you need to buy a conference pass and then add on the summit. So you can't just get a summit pass. So you buy your conference pass, and then $149 after your conference pass purchase is how you end up with your summit add-on. There are limited capacity to each of these, so they will sell out. There are 5 headline presenters per summit, and each exclusive summit shooting bay party with 15 custom shooting bays per summit. So there's going to be 15 lighting bays, 15 wedding, 15 Latin. Don't miss it. This is going to be incredible. Now, the other add-on would be the photo walks. The photo walks are $149 each. And remember what I said about a photo walk. It really is just like an intimate workshop experience. You get 2 hours hands-on, a maximum of 20 participants, and 15 to 20 participants. They sell out, and that's why I'm saying 20. Sometimes we just add a few more because they sell out, but we really want you to take advantage of this now. Don't miss out, and don't be a late comer and not get the walks that you want. I know that has happened in the past. So you can sign up to as many of these as you want. There's a lot of people that come to WPPI and only want to do the photo walks. And they're available on all of the different pass types. So whether you get the regular WPPI pass, the TPM, the platinum, you can still add on a photo walk. Limited capacity. I'm going to repeat this. These always sell out super fast, and people will start emailing me directly. Your photo walk sold out. Your photo walk sold out. So this is your warning. Get on there right now. Make your schedule. Select the photo walks that you want to go to. Now, one of the most fun parts about WPPI, I think, is that it's kind of like sleepaway camp for photographers. And so it's really fun to stay where the conference is happening. And it's also nice too, because you can take a break. It's a lot of overwhelming social things happening. You're walking the show floor. There's a ton of people. You're learning. It's nice to be able to tuck up into your room for an hour and take a little break, but it's also nice to be really close to the action so you don't miss anything. Kind of exciting. So you're going to regret it if you do not stay at the Mirage, if you do not stay where the conference is happening. And I know that anyone who doesn't stay at the Mirage, like I've had times where I've had friends who are trying to meet us at a party. We're in line to get into the party and they're staying at another hotel and they like miss us in line and they have to get in the back. It's everything happens there for the most part. You just want to make sure that you're right there where the action is. And again, it's kind of nice to be able to go take a break too. So there's going to be special discounted rates for attendees. Stay at the Mirage. Let's have this like photographer sleepaway camp experience. It's going to be amazing. Okay, I just gave so many logistics. If you have any questions, you can start asking those in the comments here. You can send us an email at info@wppi.com. Again, don't forget to go over to Instagram and make your little behind the scenes from last year. Share photos from last year. Share photos that you made during the conference last year, and tag us so that we can reshare. We want to build this community up. We really want you to be featured, and I really hope that I get to talk to you on one of my WPPI lives. Be pretty cool, right? All right, let's bring in our guest. I gave so many logistics. It's time for some fun. Roberto, are you here? Roberto, yay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Elena, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. You can talk, man. I tell you, it's like powerhouse.
Well, that's a lot I had to get in probably an hour's worth of stuff in 40 minutes. And I did it. I squeezed it in. It's because the conference is so packed. This year, with adding on the TPM and the Platinum Pass and the summits and the photo walks, and it's a lot, it's a lot of things that I want people to take advantage of every opportunity that they have at this conference that's there for them. So I get excited.
And actually, it's good that we're doing these lives because people who have come or have never come, it's really great to not have to navigate through a website or an ocean of information that's online to try to figure out what is going to be the VIP pass experience, what is going to be this pass experience, like which pass should I get, what are the parties supposed to be like, should I go to the trade show floor, should I go to the classes, what is the importance of meeting people face to face? And I think you're kind of really covering everything. And if I was in my first WPPI, which I still remember very clearly, in 2004.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're a veteran.
I'm proud to say, Elena, that in 2004 was my first, and I have never missed one.
Wow.
Not even in the summer during the pandemic, I missed it when they did it in August.
That's the only one I missed. My first WPPI was 2012, and I have only missed the pandemic WPPI. But
yeah.
So for those of you who don't know Roberto Valenzuela, he is a industry expert in all things. Your origin story. If you guys know that we have a WPPI podcast that we did last year, and I interviewed him, and he told me about how he became a photographer, which is just bonkers. So I would definitely recommend going and checking that out because it's such a humbling story. But tell me a little bit about that first year that you went to WPPI and why it has made it. Why do you not miss it? Why is this such an important part of your life?
I don't want to sound like ridiculous, but when somebody asks me that question, I feel emotional. And I don't want to, he's going to throw the emotions. Well, it was a very emotional year for me. I gave up my teaching career as a high school teacher. I took a plunge to the photography world. I didn't know who was what or what was going on in any way, shape, or form. And I go to this convention called WPPI at the Bally's Hotel. And I couldn't even afford the Bally's Hotel. So my wife and I had to stay off the strip in a tiny little motel that we had extra roommates with. We had like 6 or 7 roaches and stuff like that in the little motel off the strip. We had free roommates,
Ew.
But I couldn't, I was the first time at the D. I couldn't pay for everything, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And so I have photos of my wife and I attending the first show. And can I just say, I am so incredibly thankful that I went and that I got face to face with people. And that was before YouTube took over and all that stuff. So it was very important to have these face to face things. And now it's even more important because of all these online things happening all the time. We don't even talk to each other anymore. We live in a virtual world of fake friendships and who knows who, and likes on Instagram, and that's not what photography is. Photography is a very personal experience. You are photographing people's most important moments in their lives. You're invited to somebody's wedding who you've never met, and you have more access to that person's wedding than even the most important guests.
Yeah,
You
totally.
have more access to them. Family photography, children, high school seniors. I've seen so many amazing careers explode. And there's not a more beautiful career than photography. You're not litigating as a lawyer. You're not dealing with people angry. You're just with happy people doing happy things, taking photographs, and photography is the type of business that will never go away. There will always be a need for photography because photography is something people need to remember something, like your son's wedding or your wife or your own wedding or whatever. You also need for business purposes, like that you're doing the headshot crew headshots. Like you need headshots, you need that element taking care of yourself. Or maybe you do it for self-fulfillment, where maybe you want to do a portrait session of yourself and you hire a photographer to do that. Or maybe you're trying to celebrate a certain stage in your life. And so photography is going to be there. It's up to the people listening to this and also attending the show. Are you going to get a piece of that pie? Providing the most wonderful experiences. You're giving people something they really need and really want, and you're doing it. And you should never be ashamed or be uncomfortable of charging people money or taking care of the finances. Like, guys, there's nothing wrong with creating a thriving business. Photographers should not be making ends meet. They should be thriving financially because everybody out there that you see is in need of photography of some way. If it's not headshot or business, maybe it's personal branding. Maybe they need to do their entire social media, Facebook thing, and they need a whole social branding thing going on. Who's going to do that? Not you, because you're not into it, because you think you can just do it on your own. This is why you go to WPPI and you go to Portrait Masters. You get to listen to people that are attending these things and say, how do you do PR photography, personal branding, PR photography? Can you help me? Yeah, they're going to help you. That's what's great about the community that WPPI brings together. No one is there for themselves. They're there to build friendships. They're there to communicate with you about what they've done. People are there to tell you what has worked for them and what has not worked for them. What kind of lighting do you bring? What kind of setups do you do for personal branding? Like, gosh, the list just goes on, and that I feel like this show should be 50,000 people. That's what it should be. If you're a photographer as a hobbyist or as a professional, or anything in between, you should mark your calendar and get on a plane and get over there and get yourself acquainted with people that are like-minded, people that are there to help. Not to mention, there's a fun element to that of having community again and being able to meet new people and go to events and yeah, like you said it at the beginning, listening and shaking hands with the vendors that you're going to be dealing with. I cannot tell people how important that is. You have to be face to face. A phone call, a person emailing them, they get that 1,000 times a minute. But when they remember your face, they will help everyone, of course, but they will specially try to go out of their way to help you because they remember you. You are now part of their memory bank, if you will. WPPI, as everyone knows who knows me well, I've never missed one. And I do that on purpose. No, doesn't matter what trips I have. Everything in my year goes around WPPI. And there's a reason for that. Besides everything else I just said, it is a reset button for me. It is a time for me to reevaluate where I am in my business, where I am as an artist, where I am in my in my pricing? Am I keeping up with the latest technology like artificial intelligence retouching? Am I keeping track of all these things going on? And when I'm there and I start to see and feel and talk to people who are experts in these things or not experts, and they're trying to get help like me, you develop this sense of like, I'm so glad I came to this, and I'm so glad that I'm getting all this information. And the great thing about it is if one person tells you something, you can turn around and talk to 10 other people to see if they agree with that person or not. So you can get a lot of information. And yeah, we are instructors there. I've been teaching there for 17 years. And
Wow.
I am there. I know I look like I'm 17 too.
You do. Congratulations on that, by the
Thank
way.
you. Guys, I'm not 17. I've been
He can
teaching there
drink
for
legally.
17 years. You know, Arlene Evans, amazing Arlene Evans, and Bill Herder, and those guys gave me my first speaking engagement there. And you know, it has been just such a journey. That's why I've never missed one. I couldn't imagine missing a WPPI. It's been so much fun for me, and I'm always honored, no matter how many times I've taught there, to get that email that you've been chosen to speak at WPPI. You cannot take that for granted.
Same. I don't take it for granted either. When I get that email, I'm like, oh, such an honor every year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't take that for granted.
With
You know,
you.
you're speaking at the largest conference in the world now in photography, in wedding and portrait photography, and now that they're combining the portrait masters to it,
Yeah.
it just becomes like an incredible lethal combination of awesomeness. You
Yeah.
know, it's like the perfect storm of inspiration, practicality, lighting knowledge. Like I'm teaching at the lighting summit.
Yeah. That's what I
And
was going to ask you. What are you teaching? So you can let
well,
everyone
I'm
know.
teaching something that launched my career, which is alternative settings on lighting. And that changed my career, and it launched my fashion photography career. So what that means is when I started getting into the non-wedding world or the fashion world, I remember everybody puts a person in front of their background, whatever that background may be, and you put a light on the left and a light on the right, or you put one light here and a fill there, and you take a photo at ISO 100 or 200, and you take your aperture is always the same, like f11, f16, something like that, and your shutter speed is always at 180 or 200th of a second. So this is how most people handle like studio or like photography indoors kind of thing, especially fashion. I decided to see what happens if I can get out of those settings and create a 20%, 15% blur with 80% sharpness, show part of the fashion in blur and the other part of the fashion totally tack sharp, create movement, create alternative settings. For example, you might laugh at this, Elena, but because of this experimentation, I discovered in-camera skin retouching. Okay, and how does that work? And I want to teach people this.
You're about to blow people's minds.
I'm about to tell them something that is actually something I do a lot, and people always freak out about it. And I just came back from Academy of Arts University in San Francisco, where I did a segment on this, and people couldn't believe their eyes. But here's what it is. Here's the premise. You take a photo of someone at the settings I already mentioned, and people are tack sharp. And you can see everything in their skin, every zit, every miss, every tiny little fuzz peach hair you can see. And then you have to go and spend 10 minutes or 20 minutes retouching everything per picture. When I started trying out different camera settings that are not the normal, I discovered in-camera skin retouching, which is a combination of a slow shutter at a specific slow shutter with specific strength of lights that you put in on your
So it
subject.
smooths their skin.
Yeah, but not their eyes. So the eyes stay sharp.
Interesting.
But the skin, okay. And I don't want to go crazy on this, but it's so easy to do. But you grab your camera, you put it at a specific setting that I will talk about at the lighting summit, and I will do a demo of this too. And you actually you have two choices with your camera. You create a little cross, you do a cross movement like this, up, down, left, right, while the shutter's open. Or you do a quick circle when the shutter's open. What you don't do is a vertical movement alone or a horizontal movement alone. You don't, because that will create streaks in the skin. So you do small, tiny circle, small, tiny little cross while the shutter's open. And you have to be on second curtain sync. So the flash fires at the end of the exposure. The way you instruct the model on how to move in that shutter open time is what determines whether you have a successful skin retouching with the eyes totally sharp, the lips totally sharp, the eyebrows sharp, but the skin, it looks like you already retouched it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Well, that's the thing about photography is like it is such a everybody can do it differently. Like there's so many different ways to do all of the things that there are happening. And that's where learning from all of these different instructors is so important, because you're going to learn a different method. That one, what he's talking about, could change your life. Now you're not spending 10 minutes retouching, or 20 or an hour retouching each portrait. You're able to just get it done in camera. That's incredible.
And
I
actually,
love
the
that.
benefit for that, for me, wasn't the skin retouching. It was just a byproduct of that. What benefited me from that is that the designers that were shooting with me liked the way it looked. Like
Perfect.
part of their designs looked sharp, and part of them, like maybe one arm, like the sleeve on the other one, had a little movement to it. And that combination of sharp and a little movement in the same picture is unusual. And the design of the dress or the outfit came alive from that. And yeah, you also get in-camera skin retouching as a byproduct of that. But what happened is people started texting me and writing to me, hey, can we hire you to shoot this fall campaign for 2023 or the spring campaign for this, whatever? Can you do your effect that you do that's a little blur, but mostly sharp, but a little blur? So I've become like known for that in LA. And this blows my mind because I'm going to share this with you guys at WPPI. I also just wrote my new book, Picture Perfect Flash, which I'm very excited and passionate about, because I wrote the book to get people to not be scared of flash and actually open up your mind into the possibilities of what flash and strobes can bring to your work. So the book is called Picture Perfect Flash, but it's not about that. It's not about hot shoe flashes. It's about strobes, like portable strobes, like the Profoto B10X kind of thing, and also hot shoe flashes. And I'm going to talk about that during my platform in a way you have never seen anyone talk about flash in your life. It's not going to be some technical thing about lighting. It's going to be something that you're going to sit there and go like, I got to get out of here and try it. You know, I got to try these things. I'm also very happy to talk to anyone that comes up to me. I know sometimes people feel intimidated, like, oh, they don't want to talk to. It's like, why? We're just photographers, man. We're just here to hang out. We're here to talk. We can go and have a chat.
I always say we're all on the same journey, just different parts of the path. We're all, and one thing that you said that I want to just like come back to before we got to kind of wrap it up, because we're getting to an hour here, but what Roberto said that I want all of you to hear and hear clear is go get a piece of this pie. Like there is no reason that every photographer shouldn't be able to be successful. Every single person needs photography. And I believe this so much. It's like community over competition. There is a place for all of you at this table. And this is your opportunity to come and be part of it. Be part of something amazing. And like he said, go get a piece of that pie. But I love that. That's like so perfect.
Who doesn't like pie, Elena?
I like pie.
Who doesn't like pie?
I like pie. It's going to be
I always want a second piece of pie.
It's Thanksgiving. Let's talk about pie. Well, thank you so much, Roberto. I've got to wrap it up. I got to give away some more giveaways. You are always so much fun to talk to. We got to definitely make sure we hang out at WPPI this year. Some more. Yeah, we do.
We have to. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. If you do see me on the trade show floor or speaking, please do not be shy. Come up to me, talk to me, say hi to me, and let me hear what's going on with you and in your career.
I promise he's not scary. He's super fun, super nice in real life. Thank you so much, Roberto. So great talking to you as usual.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.
All right, everybody. Last, I'm going to give away a few more full conference passes before we move on for the day. And then I will let you have your time back. For those of you that are still here, thank you so much. Like Roberto said, I talked a lot over this last hour. There was just a lot of information to squeeze in here. So our final 3 full conference pass winners are Chris Borrell, Kelly Morton and NT, whoever's username is NT. Make sure that you email info@wppievents.com and we will give that to you. And then the full conference pass, platinum pass winner at the end here is James Green. Congratulations on your platinum pass. I will see you at the party. Again, email info@wppievents.com. So just so you know, we will not be having a live next week just because it's the day before Thanksgiving and we know everybody's gonna be traveling, but we will pretty much be here every other Wednesday before WPPI. I'm so excited to every week clear things up for you. So like Roberto said, sometimes when you are on a conference website and you're like, what summit this? What does this pass mean? Well, come to the live. I will try to clear it up for you every week and I will be giving more announcements. We will be announcing that keynote speaker soon. I will give you more deep dives into the summits, new guests every week. Don't forget, your opportunity to get a full conference pass for $99 is going to go away on December 1st. So don't forget to take advantage of that. You do not want to miss that. You do not want to miss WPPI. Grab your camera, pack your bags, book your flight if you have to fly in. I will see you there. I cannot wait. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks everyone for coming.